We on the Market Report will bring you latest information about economic policy, either from the government side or from the private sector side. Today is about BDC recapitalization in Nigeria. How far have they gone? Why is the CBN extending the deadline? This is the second time the deadline will be extended. What has really happened? And what does the BDC really need so that they can recapitalize their operation? Joining me right now is Dr. Gwadabe. A very good day to you, sir, Dr. Gwadabe. Hello? Sir, unmute yourself so that, okay, yes, unmute yourself. Hello, good afternoon, sir. Hello, doctor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, sir, let's get the ground rolling on this issue of today. Recapitalization, let's get the ground rolling, let's start talking.
Okay, we can go ahead.
All right, sir.
Good afternoon.
All right, good afternoon, sir. So, the first foremost question anybody will ask you or a member of your group is that, what is causing the delay of your recapitalization? This is the second time CBN will shift the goalpost for you guys to recapitalize. What is the problem?
Well, source is an industry practice for period of recapitalization to take minimum of 2 years or 18 months. That is across the financial industry. So coming to our own sector, giving us 6 months deadline appeared to be not fair and competitive. So out of the CBN consideration and management consensus, they deem it fit to have extended it by additional 6 months. So it's not an issue of being unfair. It's an industry practice for capitalization of institutions to take even maximum of 2 years. We have seen that in the banking industry. We have seen that in the microfinance bank sector. So we cannot be treated in isolation. It has to be democratized and competitive. That was the reason. It's not that we look for something that has not been done before. And two, the amount, like you said, you see, is homogeneous. 500 million naira for tier 2, and then 2 billion for tier 1. We have made comparative studies whereby we have seen what is the capitalization requirements of other planets. For instance, in the UK, you don't need more than £20,000 to have a license to operate a Bureaux De Change. £20,000 as we speak today is just about 40 million naira in terms of naira value. Also, if you look at India, you don't need more than $60,000 to also have a license in India. $60,000 at the rate of 1,585 now that the naira is doing will give you about 85 million naira. Then you come to close by Tanzania, Kenya, they are doing about $50,000 to operate as capital requirement to operate a license. So these are some of the combination of factors we put through to the Central Bank of Nigeria so that they can be make us inclusive. Even at 35 million naira now, if you look at it, the current capitalization of a Bureau De Change at 35 million, you agree Nigeria have the highest number of the Bureau De Change licenses than any other country. But if you look at those that are in the ungoverned space, there are more. So instead of putting more in ungoverned space, what the central bank or the government should do is to even make it easier so that even the ones on ungoverned can have inspiration, can have the power to operate in a governed space. So these are some of the things. Some policies come with unintended consequences. They can restrict, they can restrict even having what is best for the economy.
Now, talking about what is best for the economy, there have been arguments, particularly from the CBN side, that this capitalization or recapitalization is to ensure that we have a very functional BDC operation in Nigeria. We won't have people that will be captured or taken over by illegal activities or unethical activities, and that's why they're bringing this recapitalization. But in your own understanding, when CBN was coming up with this policy, did they engage you guys in a town hall meeting, or a stakeholder meeting or a broader meeting to bring you guys together before they came up with this recapitalization policy?
I'm happy now the central bank, according to even the central bank governor, he made a remark in the monetary policy forum where he said, partnership in unity, something like that, consultation in diversity. I think if I quote him correctly, consultation in diversity. They are opening their doors for us and window. They are giving us their listening ears. As at the time the policy came, our inputs were sought for, and some were considered, and some were not considered. Then, if you come to say the reason behind the heavy financial requirement.
Go ahead, sir. We are hearing you, sir. I think we are having
operation.
Go ahead, sir.
We are looking at the size. Yeah, we are looking at the size of the operation. The size of the operation.
Okay, we are having a network freeze, but Dr. Gwadabe will be
if
back.
If you go UK, hello.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
If you go to UK, for instance, you see even what you call them post offices that are doing Bureaux De Change. So it's like not a bank per se. Yes, there are a lot of other windows now, sources that the CBN have said after meeting the recapitalization, the Bureau De Change, we have access to those windows. That's a very big one, give and take, that we keep the Bureau De Change operational. Then you see the other fear too. If you make it high, the possibility of hijack can be there. This is a country where you have a lot of free money going around. So we need to be cautious. We need to be circumspect so that at the end of the day, we will not allow hijack by the big and mighty. And when that comes, it's going to be also another unintended.
All right, we'll see on to Dr. Aminu Gwadabe. Sir, go ahead, sir. Continue.
We appreciate that.
All right, sir. Now,
yeah, like I said,
go ahead, sir.
Engaging with the central. Hello?
Go ahead, go ahead.
And like I said, we have been engaging with the central bank. It's a journey. The capitalization process is a journey. At the same time, we are also strategic as an association. We are relentless in ensuring that many of our members are inclusive. So we have been having strategic sessions whereby we are looking at measures, we are looking at upgrade. We are advising people. Yes, we agree, is corporate governance. Gone are the days whereby a family will own a financial license. So these are some of the concerns of the central bank to improve corporate governance. The only problem with we Africa, Nigerians more especially, we don't want to dilute our interests. And in other clients, like the advanced country, is partnership. You see a company that is as old as a century and is still functional. If you go to Middle East now, what is happening is about partnership. So we are informing our members, we are sensitizing them on the need to partner. They said at all, Nahimba.
Exactly, at all. Now, talking about your members, I read a recent report about some of your members are existing the platform, and a lot of them also struggling. 2.5 billion. But how have you guys been able to cater for your members? Because I knew you guys were up to 10,000, 15,000 membership, but as we can speak right now, it's like it's shrinking. So what are you guys doing to bring everybody together, apart from partnership that you have been advocating among your members?
We have been doing a lot, especially we have embraced IT in terms of our day-to-day operation for rendition of returns to Central Bank of Nigeria, for rendition of suspicious transaction report to the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, for verification of BVN on the Nigerian Interbank Settlement System platform for BVN verification. That is in terms of IT. We prepare our ledger online real time and so many other processes that we have. So we automate our processes, internal processes and operational processes. Also, we have been engaging with relevant regulatory and security agencies. We have been having a lot of sensitization meetings for our members in attendance. So a lot has been happening. Also, we move around. The structure of the association is that we have our secretariat, national secretariat levels. We are represented in all zones, where we have chairmen of those zones with their zonal ESCO, that they are ensuring the day-to-day needs of members are being canvassed, are being discussed, and also provide solutions.
Now, talking about, I have to streamline this question again based on the welfare of your members. In the past, we have seen that BDC flourished so much in Nigeria, and it was what really encouraged a lot of people to go into that business since 1989 that it was first established by the federal government of Nigeria. But comparing what has happened in the past and now, how are you guys faring in terms of your profitability? Is BDC business still a profitable business in Nigeria? If you consider what has happened in the last 1 year. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, we are not up to 10,000 as licensed Bureau De Change. We are about 6,000. That is during the last regime of the governor, Mr. Godwin. And then the present management have pruned it down to about 1,500. In terms of survival, it's very difficult because our business model is just like a POS model, whereby you can only and then also the sources are very, very limited. You have two sources. One is the intervention from the central bank. For the past 4 years, that window has been suspended until last year, when the present management wanted to inject liquidity, that they come back with some, targeted intervention that is no more than about 6 or 7 in a year, the whole of 2024. The other sources will have been interbank. This present management too have issued a circular whereby they directed that the Bureau de Change can go and buy interbank, the FM proceeds through the banking industry. However, we have been having a lot of resistance. As we speak, no more than 2 banks have invited our members to come and do that transaction with them. A lot of other banks are still saying they are not even clear, they have no exact information and what have you. So this is where we are. Alhamdulillah, even the impact of the news that the Bureau De Change will be assessing that dollar through the banks as we speak. Just in 2 days now, Naira have gained value of over 50 Naira to a dollar. So as we speak today now, this afternoon, I'm on Broad Street. That's where my office is. I'm seeing the market live, and it's doing 1,845. So we can see that, 1,485. So from a high level of about 1,650 last week. So we are seeing a positive notch, a positive trajectory. The sustainability issue is now the way forward.
Exactly.
And the only way we urge the banks to please respect the circular. We urge them to help the country, to help the central bank in their monitoring mechanism system. The banks, the Bureau De Change, are tools for the central bank policy mechanisms. So you see, it's good. We ensure we are very, very vital for the central bank policy mechanism. So we need to play that role effectively, transparently, and efficiently.
Now, talking about transparency and efficiently in terms of the area of the financial sector of Nigeria, I want to ask, and I'm tempted to ask, what is your group, your association relationship with the Bankers Committee of Nigeria? Because when you talk about the banks denying you access to get some of these funds, some of these FX, that means you have to relate with the Bankers Committee, which is the umbrella body of all banks in Nigeria. So what is your relationship with them?
There is the problem of, is it class? And also competition, as far as I'm concerned. And it's not supposed to be like that. It should be mutually exclusive. It's not that, for me, if I'm the MD of a bank, I don't think I would be interested in doing $200, $500 business. I should make myself more of a wholesale banker, and leave the one of retail transactions. So is an area, a sector, mind you, that the bank is also playing in terms of invisible transactions. They also PTA, sell PTA, they sell BTA, they sell medical and water fuel, which are the primary product of the Bureau De Change. So for me, I am seeing it as the attitude is more like a competition instead of it to be a mutual relationship. We have been engaging with them, and like I said, is it a class matter? In Nigeria, when you say you are a Bureau De Change, we have this kind of generalization of criminalization, which is not true. There are a lot of people among us that are very, very good and reliable. It's in all sectors. You have the good and you have the bad.
Now, talking about the dollar liquidity that CBN is allowing your members to access, just this week there's a circular from the CBN that said your $25,000 weekly is now available and is now extended. How has it been for you guys? Because since last year that this policy came into being, there have been complaints here and there. But from you, who as the president of the Bureau De Change Operators of Nigeria, how do you see this policy going forward in Nigeria?
Is going to go forward because in the new dispensation, the central bank have likely even removed their hands from feeding the Bureau De Change by way of, not totally, but they are strategic. The central bank is the catalytic actor in the financial foreign exchange system. So they can come when the chips are down to ensure continuity of sustainability. What I'm saying is going to continue. A lot of combination of factors are playing together now. One, we have the creation of reserve, about $40-something billion.
Exactly.
So that is helping. Two, they have cleared their backlog of $7 billion. That is making the runaway portfolio investors to have interest again and come back to the economy. Remember, we issued a bond of $1 billion. It was oversubscribed to almost $9 billion.
Exactly.
That shows confidence. Also, the investment in oil and gas output in terms of infrastructure to give the country more foreign exchange earning is also working out. So, putting all these diaspora remittance, even though there's still a lot of work to be done by streamlining it, by democratizing it, by liberalizing it. Because as it is, a huge chunk of the proceeds of diaspora remittances is being ambushed. We have records, we have statistics from the World Bank, from other agencies of diaspora platform that put diaspora inflow to Nigeria about $25 billion. In fact, Nigeria, in terms of diaspora remittances, is the third country in the world after India, China. Some are saying it's Philippines, and some are saying it's Nigeria. So we're the third country in the world in terms of volume. And it's cheaper, it's huge, and it's continuous, and it has steady impact because it's been paid for school fees. Our brothers abroad, they send here for their relative to go to school, to pay for medicals, and to build houses, to feed themselves. So this is effective, in the real time of it. So, but it's been ambushed, like I said. Officially, we're having, is it 6 billion figure? So you can see we're still losing about $18 billion yearly, which is almost half of the foreign reserve that we have in this country.
Exactly.
So that is another huge sector, huge source that if we can harness it well by ensuring the Bureau De Change are also effective agents. There are a lot of IMTSO that don't have the last mile here in Nigeria. So they need to open that for the Bureau De Change to help in determining, consumption of the other leg. You know, it's the leg over there that send the money.
Exactly.
The sender and the recipient. So they need to work on more agencies with Bureau De Change to ensure that these receivers, beneficiaries, are receiving their money, so that there are a lot of ungoverned space in that diaspora remittances. You don't need to even have a license in abroad now, in UK, in Canada. People from the comfort of their room, they are agents. They collect this money, they ambush it, and it's not coming officially. Just because here the sector is being limited, restricted by players like the Bureau De Change. Like I said, in the next dispensation, these are some of the incentives the central bank is putting for the ones that will meet up the new financial requirement.
Now let's go back to the financial requirement recapitalization, as CBN put it, with fresh guideline and a fresh deadline. June 3rd is not far from now. Less than 4 months will be in June. Now, what are the strategy that you and your members are putting in place so that they will not be cut off? The ones that will go for Taiwan BDC, 2 billion, the ones that will go for 500 million, what are you guys putting together so that you meet up with this target? Because CBN may not want to tolerate another extension. But what are you guys doing to meet up with the date?
Yeah, this is giving many of us a sleepless night. As we speak with you, I'm telling you the truth. Yeah, it's giving us a sleepless night. Sometimes in the middle of my sleep, when I remember it, I will just wake up, and that's the end of my sleep. So you can see how disturbing it is. It's not a small phenomenon. It's a huge concern. However, you see, you must be proactive. Leadership is about transformation.
Exactly.
You must transform. So yeah, so in doing that, one is forward guidance. We have adopted a forward communication so as to give a win-win situation. Yes, it's tough to meet it up. However, these are the benefits also if you meet it up. So two, like I said, let us drop the idea of if it's not me, it's expressway. Let us adopt coming together. Let us embrace corporate governance. Let us see how we can work with other people. Unfortunately, you know, you cannot borrow money to do a capitalization requirement.
Exactly.
So that is another hindrance. It's closed. Some of us, we are putting our properties in the market to sell, but the most one that we emphasize, most especially to support the corporate governance requirement, is for people to come together. Is it 20 of you? Is it 30 of you? Make some contribution, upgrade one of the BDC, or form a new one. Also, get investors, you know, to come and maybe buy you over to come and invest in the Bureau De Change shares. You know, is what we are telling our members, like I said, is a forward guidance, forward communication, and then strategy session.
Someone have argued that one of the things that you think that you guys can do is to also approach Security and Exchange Commission. Is there a possibility that you can have something done that your members coming together can have, this recapitalization done through the Security and Exchange Commission, through the NGS? Is it possible? Is this an avenue that you guys can also take advantage of? Doctor? Okay, we're expecting a connection with him, and we hope that he'll be able to respond to that question I've just put up, because it has been argued by expert analysts that there's another opportunity for BDC to also look at the window of Nigeria. All right, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, like I said, you don't borrow money, number one. Do a capital.
Okay, let's hope that Dr. Gwadabe will connect back to us. Well, as I put the question to him, it's one of the suggestions that economists, financial analysts have also suggested that is there any possibility to approve the Security and Exchange Commission or go to the NGS and find a way to, as they are coming together, form a group, go through the mutual fund experience and also raise capital? It's a very good, genuine way on avenue for them to take advantage of. Then there's also another suggestion that have been asked. I wish a doctor will be up on air right now. Is that do they require any special intervention from the federal government? Because I've seen in the past several groups will approach the federal government for one intervention or the other. They can also do that, but is it a possibility that they can take advantage of that? Because as we speak right now, in the energy sector, you can see the oil and gas sector clamoring for energy bank. And you can see with the agricultural sector, farmers clamoring for one intervention or the other. Could the BDC also take advantage of that? And hello, sir, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Talking to yourself, so
Oh, go ahead, sir.
So you have asked several. I mean, you have proposed several strategies.
Exactly.
One
sir.
is approaching the set.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we have thought of a no objection approval. We have written to the Central Bank of Nigeria for no objection, whereby we can have our members incorporate a public limited liability fund, whereby 500, 1,000 can contribute 10 million, 5 million, according to your strength, and come up with that entity. However, we are yet to have the response of the Central Bank of Nigeria on that. We approached the SEC. The SEC said that they cannot consider us based on as a regulated institution that we must have the no objection approval of the Central Bank of Nigeria. We have written for no objection, but we are yet to see that. The council met, and also we had a general meeting whereby we had a decision that let's approach the Central Bank so that they can give us that no objection. At least in each zone, we should be able to have a tier 1. In each zone, our members spread across the zone. So that was our initial strategy. But however, like I said, we still maybe send a vendor to the Central Bank of Nigeria. To us, it's a very, very simple option. There are a lot of amnesty that has been given by financial institutions by the federal government. We cannot remember bailout of banks.
Exactly.
We cannot forget bailout. We cannot forget, in fact, the loans the banks take. There is a loan the banks, all commercial banks take from the Central Bank of Nigeria. That's why we have the NPR rate.
Exactly.
That is the rate the banks are from the Central Bank of Nigeria. So this is also a good option if it can be extended to be reached so that you make that sector a survival sector. Thanks for some of your agitations. We appreciate them, and God bless you.
Amen. Thank you so much. You know why I asked that question was that I see the BDC as one of the critical sector. Apart from people regarding you as people of lower quality, but you guys have gone ahead to do digitalization of your operation. I appreciate you for that. Now, the central bank will be doing their first meeting for MPC meeting come 17th of February. I've asked all my colleague economists, analysts, what is your projection? What is the outlook? From you guys are also working because whatever CBN MPC meeting will take on 17th of February, it has a drastic impact on your operation too. So what is your projection for the interest rate and for the other MPC parameter that CBN will be releasing on 17th of February 2025?
Two things are working for the central bank and the federal government. At least we have seen inflation coming down. So that might either maintain the MPR or bring it down because the reason for high rate, one is to attract foreign investment. That is coming, and also to rein in on inflation. So I'm happy, like I said, food inflation has started coming down. Also, we can see the Naira appreciating against the dollar. I've said this several times on this forum that the Naira now is trading at 1,485. That was the target given to us in a monetary policy meeting last week in Abuja. I remember the DG said he want dollar to become dollar to be below 1,600 Naira. So that has been achieved only under a week. It's also a positive development. And also we have seen some security of the security in terms of killing this terrorism and bandits that is helping farmers to go back to their farm. So a lot of combination of factors are working. Then also the FCC are on their toes to ensure that on earned income that is putting pressure on the exchange rate is also being checkmated. So by and large, I see the MPC meeting to continue to come out with policies that will help Nigerians. And I want to congratulate them for these two achievements, reduction in inflation and appreciation of the exchange rate.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Gwadabe, Aminu Gwadabe, President of Association of Bureaux De Change Operators of Nigeria. We thank you so much for being on the program. Sir, very soon we'll still call on you because we know diverse issues are happening in your sector, and you are one of the leading, opinion holders in that financial sector in Nigeria that we must always call on to come and, vibe their own say about the Nigerian economy going forward. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to express ourselves.
All right, sir.